From the dark, you stare up at the thin slivers of light visible between the floorboards. Shadows ripple across the slivers, accompanied by heavy footsteps, Magister footsteps. Wood creaks above your head. One of them has paused. Your breath catches in your throat as you wait for him to move along. But the hatch is suddenly yanked open. Light floods you, blinding and accusatory. You hear only one gruffly barked word before the hands seize you. Gotcha! You twist your head around as the Magisters haul you away. Your wife and 2 boys stand in the doorway, helpless. You commit their faces to memory one last time. Wendy cries out something to you. You tell yourself it was, "I love you," or "We'll wait for you." But the truth is, you didn't catch it. The farm recedes from view behind you. A lifeless elven child is cradled in your arms. Your vision blurs with tears. You look away. To a raised valley below, tendrils of death fog dissipate, revealing a victorious Divine Order army advancing. Humans, Magisters, murderers. You feel a tidal wave of panic drown you. You try to crawl away, but claws pin you down. You look up to see a fanged maw lunge at you. You shift uncomfortably as the wagon traverses a patch of bumpy ground. The Magisters haven't removed your shackles, even though there's nowhere to run. You sigh and gaze outward. The landscape rolls past, empty and still. But then you see something flying close to the horizon. Several things, in fact. You peer closer. What are those? Birds? Your eyes widen as they draw nearer. Those aren't birds. You turn around to shout a warning, but it's too late.
Lohar's place, or what's left of it. Could Mordus have survived this?
Rubbish.
There's a void woken on the bridge ahead. But where's it going?
Gods! What happened?
You sought escape, but something stalked you. You fled. It followed. You came across a pile of bones. In that moment, you knew that this would be your fate. An ancient memory overwhelms you. You are no longer you, but you still sense source saturating the air, more than you have ever felt before. You watch a figure stride through a cavern of amethyst and rose quartz. A man. No light touches this place, yet the stones and minerals illuminate his way. The man approaches a pearl sphere atop a pedestal. He lays his hands upon it, and source rushes through his fingers. And you are thrust back into reality. The memory fades, but you still sense the source the man has commanded, as if you'd possessed it for yourself. You lose yourself in an ancient vision. As the man you saw before touches the pearl orb, you begin to feel yourself be. Various shades of grey swirl across the globe's surface, then part. You are free, joined by 7 others, summoned by sacrificial source. The 8 of you rush forth as shadows, past the globe, past the man whose body now lies limp on the floor, past the jeweled walls. The vision ends just as you emerge from the cavern. This memory, it feels ancient, a lost place in a lost time. You turn away from the sunset, only to see that Stanley has dropped to one knee. He holds out a ring to you with a sheepish grin. Your hands fly up to cover your mouth, but too late to prevent a happy gasp of surprise from escaping. You didn't think he had it in him. You fall into another memory. You emerge from the crystalline caves, past the orange rubble jutting from the ground, and rise above a shimmering lake. Surrounding the lake is a throng of figures, your worshippers, our worshippers. They will deliver your rightful power to you. You will be as gods. The mob drops to its knees as one. The shimmering lake, once placid, begins to boil and bubble, draining source from every supplicant. The past fades into the present. You see through your own eyes once again. You keep your eyes shut tight, muttering rapid prayers to the 7. All around you is a cacophony of wails, whimpers and cries for help. You try to shut them out and pray with even more desperate fervor. A loud, inhuman roar suddenly cuts through the cacophony. You cover your ears with your hands and pray on. You tried to run. Your source collar was heavy around your neck. You slipped on the slick stone, and then they were on you, dozens of mouths feasting on your still living flesh. You tried to make a break for it, from Fort Joy to the beach. You didn't make it. You died to the sound of your own echoing screams as the Voidwoken gnawed your bones. The dwarf rocks on her haunches, gnawing at her own bloody knuckles. Her wet, fearful eyes flick to you. She lowers her fist just enough to hiss a warning.
Away! Away! Too noisy! It'll come back! It'll take me too!
She shrinks into the fetal position.
It'll come back! It'll come back! It'll come back! It'll come back! And we'll all be eaten alive!
The dwarf shakes her head vigorously.
No! I don't want to look! I saw too much already! Too much!
Your efforts draw an expression of eerie calm. She stares up at you, wide-eyed.
You'll see for yourself! They take us for food! They take us for food for their spawn! They'll take you too!
Her stillness dissolves. Trembling, she curls herself into a whimpering ball, and the dwarf keeps her...
Before he knows you're here. You think I stopped to get a name? They locked him up, but he got out, and they went crazy. They all went crazy. Run. If you know what's good for you, run.
getting close. Garvin said the attack happened somewhere around here.
The cargo ought to be nearby.
Ridiculous. There's no such thing as too dominating.
It smells like blood and death. I wonder what I've stumbled upon.
There's no such thing as too dominating. Back off, pigeon! This is my bridge, and
The enormous, unusually red troll looms over you with his fists clenched threateningly. His expression is stern, yet you can see the tiniest twinkle in his intelligent eyes.
didn't hear me the first time, parrot.
He smiles a jagged and magnanimous grin. Each pitchfork-pointed tooth seems to threaten you individually.
We'll see. You want to cross my bridge? Look at this wreck. No taxpayer coin has touched it in a hot century.
He kicks the edge of the bridge, sending a sizable chunk of rock flying perilously close to your eye.
I'm the only thing standing between this bridge and the void. These days, everything is in decline. Well, I killed them. Nobody crosses my bridge for free, and they didn't pay the toll. Mind you, they hadn't tongues to bargain with, nor pockets for coin. But still, a troll must stand by his principles.
He rubs his leathery hands together with glee.
Sure. One regular priced bridge crossing coming right up. And I don't want to hear any whiny little baby noises about it either.
His eyes narrow to glinting slits, and a deep laugh shakes his whole frame.
There is one thing. The competition. Take out my competition and I could waive the usual fee. A little magpie feather named Mog. He's not fit to be a bridge keeper. He took over the other bridge across, and he's too cheap. I can't compete with his ridiculous prices. That's a little non-committal, but I'll take what I can get around here.
Grog drags a rough map in the dust of the bridge with one claw. He then spends an inordinate amount of time sketching a highly vulgar doodle of this Marge he wants you to take care of.
There. Now, for the moment, you'll need to back off. If you have to think, why not think big? Back so soon? If you won't...
to none.
Someone's been digging rather hastily.
Something isn't right here.
He was killed, quite mercilessly by a young companion, a trader. The young man...
The lizard looks at you with undisguised fury, and then doubt.
You don't look like a magister. I've heard that a lot lately. It's always a lie.
Under her breath, she incants a simple spell. No sooner does a portal open beside her than she steps into it and is gone. The statue gestures towards the little spiders.
Magisters, your powers of observation astonish me.
It does not respond to my touch. There must be a way to activate it. Good find.
I'm a rabbit. Nothing much. Gambling, munching. Generally been a rabbit.
I see a cage, and in it...
In the near distance, you see a man, though shadows obscure his features. A faint, guttural chittering emanates from a cage before him.
This is him. He can help me. He can...
Losa's eyes suddenly fill with inky blackness. Grey veins appear beneath her skin.
Walk away.
She shakes her head. Her color returns to normal.
I'm running out of time. I think that man is Jehan, the demonologist. I need to talk to him.
She throws up a salute and laughs low, but worry sparkles behind her eyes. She walks towards the mysterious figure, who turns towards her with narrowed eyes.
Keep your distance. I recognize that particular shade of darkness in your eyes. Why do you seek me?
You're Jehan, the demonologist. I heard you could help me. Please, I must be free of it.
Jahan stands back from her, his body tense. He stares into her eyes a long while, saying nothing.
I've heard about you, Losa. You're the amalgam too hideous to contemplate. One who has a demon coiled around her god-woken heart. Its grip grows stronger by the hour. Its voice and yours become ever more indistinguishable until ultimately it's... But not just yet.
He walks toward her. They talk in low tones. Jahan's face is vivid, insistent. Losa's is set in a determined frown.
Do as I say, Losa. Hurry now. It won't be long.
They shake hands, Jahan clasping Losa's hand in both of his.
You'll see. I'll be back before you know it. The Advocate doesn't stand a chance.
Losa turns to you.
So, we have a job. It's like this. Jehan can help us. He can teach us how to control more source, just like that. All we need to do is a little favor for him. There's a place to the north called Blood Moon Island. I guess it's been more or less lost to a demonic presence for some time now. There's a fellow there, goes by the Advocate, and our new pal Jehan would like to see him taken care of. We take care of that, and Jehan helps us control more source. And after that, he may even be able to help exorcise what ails me. Sound good? Of course it does.
She turns away before you have time to answer.
Excuse me. You travel with Losa, do you not? We need... I suppose I don't have to tell you her condition is... rather dire. You're no stranger then to her demon-wrought idiosyncrasies. The thing inside her is voracious. It's a testament to her strength that it hasn't long since consumed her whole. Perhaps that's because she's God-woken, just like you are. The fact that she's God-woken is what's saving her, but may also be the very thing that spells the world's doom. Do heed me when I say that under no circumstance must she be allowed to ascend to divinity. The demon, not she, would be a god. It would bring about the end of time and space and all creation as we know it. I say this to prepare you for the worst. I say this to prepare you for the kill may come to pass. You must be ready to be the death of Losa. Should she come close to ascension, you may not hesitate. Stand ready to end her, even if it breaks your heart. Then practice the moment in your mind, for hesitation will mean annihilation. There may be more I can do for you. Come find me if you are interested in growing the source inside you. You may find that new strength will soon become essential. I suppose even you don't know your master's name, do you?
The Master? The Shadow? The Crawler? He has 10,000 names, all true and cruel.
How fares the hunt, my friend? May you... How fares the hunt, my friend? Death fog obscures any approach and hangs thick over the collapsed bridge that led to the isle from the Driftwood Road. There is more than the mist alone there, though. Magic that evades my eyes. I also spotted a sloop further down the shoreline, but of course, a quiet afternoon's boating trip will be quite ruined once one hits death fog-shrouded waters. It is a place of irony, if you will. Once the site of an academy dedicated to the art of demon hunting, now the remnant of a dream sliced open into nightmare. Rumor has it an exorcism went wrong there long ago, and for a short time a great demon stood unopposed. Had it not been for Dr. Deva, the entirety of Reaper's Coast could have looked like Blood Moon Island looks today. He contained the demon and its blood spawn to the doomed shores of the isle, surrounded it with death fog, and never... I met him once, during a soiree in Arx. Quite the eccentric is Dr. Deva. But then again...
He looks you up and down.
Aren't we all?
He smiles, like one would at a child, asking about the birds and the bees.
I know because I've known others like you. Those whose fates are chained, for better or for worse, to that of the gods themselves. I have battled the foe of foes, and conquered it. For a while. I have sat in perfumed gardens with the source herself, drank life from her very lips. I have seen well over 2,000 springs, and will continue to do so until time itself closes its weary eyes. Trust me, I know what you are, and what you can be. May you wander in wisdom. Nothing good will come of speaking with them. They may sound merely mad, but they're infinitely more clever than you imagine. They'll talk themselves out of that cage if you let them. You're playing with fire, Godwoken. But far be it from me to come between you and what you...
boring.
Back again, eh? Looking for anything in particular? As you would.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Back for a return visit, are you?
Never forget it.
Yep.
Glad to see you well.
Got word from the factory that another boat went down. Things ain't looking good.
You suppose the madness will get rid of the void working anytime soon?
Until later then. Glad to see you well. Anything more?
Time will tell, I suppose.
There's a lot of coal for the junk you sell, then.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Vapid fiction, along with a large helping of ham.
Until later then.
Got word from the factory that another boat went down. Things ain't looking good.
You suppose the madness will get rid of the void working anytime soon?
Doubt it. Now they've got that Galatian general in charge. What do they call it? The axe?
Hammer. Oh, that's cross. Time will tell, I suppose.
shade, I'll kill your shining lights! I'll kill your shining lights! Oh, baby, oh, darling, I'm so sorry. You feel it too. Bubbling skin and burning knuckles. I'll kill your shining lights. Bubbling skin and burning knuckles.
There's a boat at the dock. Perhaps it may take us to the island.
Shall I take you to the island? I shall, I shall. Step this way. All aboard. A trifling amount, I'm sure you'll agree. Payable in advance, of course.
Good day to you.
Hello, sir.
Hello again.
What was that thing?
Please, Lord, spare me. Spare me. It is too much. You cannot come here. I'm not done.
The creature suddenly holds itself around the ears, as though seized by a great pain. Several flapping jaws open and close over a single many-fanged maw, like a...
Go!
His frantic gaze passes from the blood-stained altar to you. Comprehension suddenly clears the agony from his face.
He wants my Lord. I'll give you blood. I'll give it. Accept!
Someone's already plucked this one. I've spotted something.
A haughty-looking undead woman, unmasked, surveys the ground around her, seeking something. Suddenly, her head swivels, and she trains an imperious gaze upon you.
What side do you take?
Her voice is clipped and detached, with metallic overtones. It even seems to echo, as if she's speaking to you from very far away. Fearless, she steps closer to you with a nightmarish creaking of bones. Threat is more than apparent in her manner.
Are you mute? Quick now, quickly. Do you support Divine Order or Black Ring? So long as you do not pledge allegiance to the Ring, we can talk. Perhaps even trade. I have books, though I hate to part with them. And you, hopefully, you have something I want.
She leans towards you with...
I'm looking for a particular book. A tome to teach me how to make corpses explode. Would you have anything like that I could learn from?
She scuffs one boot in the ashen dust at her feet and gazes off to the far horizon.
For my collection?
She opens and closes her jaw several times before deciding to speak. She dusts off her tunic as she confides in you, leaving a musty scent lingering in the air, like an old attic piled high with mildewed paper.
I spent years alone in a study researching the afterlife. I don't want this shadow existence. What is this world but a training ground for the next? What is this decaying body but the tool to get me there? I have almost everything I need to go. I just need that book.
She stares at you blankly, empty sockets seeming to stretch into the farthest reaches of oblivion.
You do not know the question. I am already dead. My body is an anomaly. Money. Plenty of it. That's what the living care about, yes? Have a look. Mind you don't tear any pages now. You know what I'm looking for.
Only beta trolls hide under bridges. Back so soon? If you were...
Loha rubs his forehead beneath his hood and stares at the ground. As you approach, his face hardens and he stands at his full height.
So? Good spot to ground ships from, I'll tell you that much. The Reds never see it coming. I sent some of my best people there. It's not like them not to report back in so long. I'm counting on you. Whatever's...
What's got into you?
Loha rubs his forehead.
So?
What's got into you?
Nice show out there, lads.
Much business today.
Back for a return visit. Have I got yourself situated?
There's no safety in solitude.
Well, keep steady.
Yep.
Be back.
Wait until headquarters hears of my success. Perhaps
No more disappearances? No more deaths? It seems justice has been... Of course not.
The Meister sits slumped in her chair.
What news? Can you channel enough source? Are you powerful enough to proceed? The Magisters kept records of each and every break into the remember these are
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. As the world fades away, you lose all...
You have returned here too early, Red Prince. I can...
The Meister sits slumped in her chair.
What news? Can you channel enough source? Then why?
Nice.